Hey everybody, how you doing? Just want to do a little video today on the 78 Camaro. I got a lot of the floor pans in already. I didn't shoot a lot of video on it. I got wrapped up in a bunch of things and everything. But when you're putting in a floor pan, the principle is pretty much the same. And when you're evaluating the situation, seeing how much you need to cut out, what you need to replace, like on the 78, the front floor pans was rotten all the way up into the toe board. So when I got a floor pan, the front floor pans, I got some with the toe board in it. So, and there's some patchwork I had to do on the firewall and stuff from where they drilled holes in it, running wire through it, and some of it was just rusted. And then I got that all welded in. Transmission tunnel was good all the way down. It's just the front floor pan on both sides, the rear floor pan on the driver's side, and a couple of patches under the rear seat, and that's what I'm at now. And I wanted to do a little video, just give you a few tips and a few things to look forward to. Now, when you're evaluating the situation, when you're looking at where the rust is and stuff and what you need to cut out, just kind of look the whole thing over really good. Take a Sharpie or, a piece of welding chalk and kind of outline on, really what you want to do. You can kind of see right here, you can see my marks where I just kind of, marked it and cut it out. And then I'm going to use this for a template on the new sheet metal. But before I did that, this is where your rear seat hooks in and then folds down. So you really have to get this back in the same spot or pretty close. So all I did was just, measured from here over to the cut, and then from down here to the cut, and from down here to the cut, and wrote it on the floorboard so you can get a general idea. After you put your patch panel back in there and weld it back in, then you can, you can go in behind here, clean this off, and find out where the spot welds are, and drill them spot welds out. I see one there, and you probably got a couple over on this side. Drill them spot welds off, clean it back up, go to your measurements, and put this back on the piece that you fabbed up and put in there, spot weld it back in, because you'll need it. And another thing is like I said, when you're looking at this stuff and you're trying to figure out where the rust is and stuff and where you want to cut to where it's going to be pretty easy to weld. Now on these floor pans, not really that big of a deal because you can either butt weld it, you can fab the piece in them and butt weld it, or you can make this piece just maybe 1/8 of an inch longer, maybe 3/16, maybe even 1/4 if you want. Lay it on there, and now you're doing a lap weld. You can just, get you a nice bead down through there. If you want to do it, professionally, cut it out and butt weld it. It's probably what I'm going to do. But I've seen people that just leave a lip on there, set it down on there and weld it, and then you can get under the back side. You'll see a little, hit it with a few spot welds and seam seal it. But I'm gonna mock up a piece. I'm gonna get it out here. I'm gonna trace it and just cut this piece out and stick it in there. Like, I'm not gonna worry about this little offset right here where this hole is these little drain holes. This lip right here kind of goes up a little bit. I'll fab that in, but most of it's pretty flat, and that's the way it's gonna go back in. I'm not worried too much about these little offsets. So now, but like I said, when you're cutting this stuff out, you want to think about, okay, what's going to be an easy access to the welder. I mean, obviously, if you get rust in some tight spots, you just got to compromise. You got to figure out how to get in there and get it welded. But a piece like this is not so bad. But another thing is like when you're doing some patch welding and stuff like that, and sometimes it wouldn't hurt to go a little bit farther past your rust if you see a body line or a bend or something there, because especially if it's on the outside or something like that, because if you patch that panel right close to a body line, or instead of just a big wide open flat spot, and you weld along that body line, you're going to have less chance of the heat warping your panel, warping your sheet metal, And of course, when you're welding, you want to stitch weld. You want to spread them welds out. You don't want to just sit there and continue, or you'll warp the hell out of it. So a lot of it's patience. A lot of it takes time. So all you guys out there who's just getting into welding, getting into doing your own stuff and doing patchwork, just think about what you're doing and take your time and see what you got going on. I'm going to fab this up, cut this out, some sheet metal, fab it up, get this bracket off there, and I don't know. And then I'll come back to you when I go in here to the floor pan. I'm going to clean up around the floor pan so I can get a good clean weld, get some fresh metal there, grind the paint and stuff off of it, and get it fit and tack welded in. And I'll let you know how it turns out.